Hello friends, I am Professor Rajendra Kuranne from my channel Teach Easy. In this video lecture, we will solve some miscellaneous problems on moment of inertia which are asked in diploma engineering examination. Let us see the problem. So the first problem is calculate IAB of the area shown in the figure. So this area is shown which contains number 1 is a triangle whose base is 100 mm. How it is 100? Because this is 50 is radius, so this will be 100, whose height will be 200 mm. Second part is a semicircle whose diameter is 100 mm, and third part is hole cut whose diameter is 50 mm. Okay, we want to find out moment of inertia about AB. So for triangle we will calculate about base, for symmetrical we will calculate about base using standard formula, and for circle we will calculate about the diameter. Okay, so let us write IAB is equal to, please see carefully, I1. What is I1? Moment of inertia of triangle about base AB, plus I2, that is moment of inertia of semicircle about diameter, base diameter AB, minus I3. What is I3? Moment of inertia of centroidal diameter of circle. Why it is minus? Because it is hole which is cut from that. Okay. Now we will calculate I1, I2, I3. So look here, what is I1? I1 is moment of inertia of triangle about base. So what is the moment of inertia of a triangle about base? It is BH cube by 12. So what is B here? B is this dimension, that is 100. What is H cube? Come on, 200 cube divided by 12. Calculate this value, mm raised to 4. Now let us calculate moment of inertia of semicircle about base diameter AB, that is I2. What is moment of inertia of semicircle about base diameter? If you remember, I have explained you that about the base diameter semicircle means only area is halved, so it will be pi d raised to 4 upon 128, where d is the diameter. What is the diameter of the circle? Diameter of the circle is 100, so it is pi d, that is 100 raised to 4 upon 128. Calculate this, you will get the value of I2. Let us see what is I3. I3 is simple because it is circle about the centroidal x-axis or diameter, because it coincides with AB, so it will be pi d raised to 4 upon 64. What is d for the circle given? Yes, diameter of the circle is 50, so pi into d raised to 4, that is 50 raised to 4 upon 64. Calculate this value of I3, mm raised to 4. Substitute this I1, I2 and I3 in this, you will get the value of IAB as, substitute this value, calculate this and substitute this value, you will get this value as 68.81. into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. So this is how it was a tricky question, because for triangle it was about base, for semicircle it was about base diameter, and for circle it was about center, and as it is cut it was minus, and you will get the value of IAB as 68.81 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. Let us go for the second problem. Calculate IYY of the figure shown. The figure is shown. Now look at the figure. This is a T section and this is a rectangular part. About YY axis means this YY axis is symmetrical axis for T section, but it is not symmetrical for this rectangular plate, bottom rectangular plate. Okay. So for this it will be IYY, no need of parallel axis theorem. For this it will be IYY, no need of parallel axis theorem. But for 3 you will have to use the parallel axis theorem. Okay. So let us see how to proceed. So I will write IYY is equal to again I will write I1 plus I2 plus I3. Here all are added, so no minus. So what is I1? See, mind well, this is YY axis, so what is IYY for rectangle? DB cube by 12. So what is D? D is 20. What is B? Is 100 cube divided by 12. It is not necessary to use parallel axis theorem in this case, because YY axis of this particular rectangle part 1 and YY axis of the complete figure, they are coinciding with each other. Okay. Now plus I2. What is I2? Moment of inertia of this second rectangle. Again dB cube by 12. What is dB for second rectangle? It is 120. What is B? It is 20 cube divided by 12 plus, now for I3 this is important. For third rectangle this is YY axis. Therefore you will have to shift IYY of this rectangle from here to here. That means the value of H will be this much. Now what will be this value of H? As this is 120, this will be 120 by 2, that is 60, minus half of 20, that is 10. So let us write. First, its self moment of inertia, d b cube. So 20 into 120 cube by 12 plus area. What is area of third part? 120 into 20. H square. What is the value of H? Is this distance I have just explained. This is 120, so this is 60. So how you have calculated 60? 120 by 2 minus, this is 20 by 2, which comes out to be 50. Do not forget to make it square. In this manner, you can get the value of IYY totally. Calculate I1, I2, I3 and add them. You will get the value of IYY as 10.63 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. This was also a tricky problem. You were given the axis. This axis was symmetrical for first part, second part. So it was not necessary to use parallel axis theorem. But for third part, it was necessary to use parallel axis theorem. And we have used the parallel axis theorem. Let us go for one more problem. Calculate radius of gyration of a quarter circle of radius 100 mm. We have to calculate the radius of gyration, and we know that for radius of gyration we have to know the value of moment of inertia. So first, for a quarter circle, radius is given as 100 mm. We know that radius of gyration, that is k or small r, is equal to I upon area raised to 1/2 or under root of I upon area. Now we already know that quarter circle is symmetrical about the axis at 45 degrees. So Ixx and Iyy for quarter circle are same. Therefore, Kxx and Kyy will also be same. Let us first find out the area. What will be area of quarter circle? Pi r square is area of complete circle divided by 4 because it is divided into 4 parts. So you calculate it with the help of calculator. Pi into r square divided by 4. This will be mm square. Now let us calculate I. It is not necessary to tell you again, that is Ixx and Iyy for a quarter circle are same, and if you remember the formula, it is 0.055 r raised to 4. Therefore, substitute 0.055 r raised to 4. What is the value of r? 100 raised to 4. And if you will calculate it with the help of scientific calculator, it will come out to be 5.5 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. The area calculated is, what is the area? 7853.98. This is area. So we will put the value of mi and area and find out k. Therefore, k will be under root of, what is I? I is calculated 5.5 into 10 raised to 6 divided by area. It is 7853.98 mm square. So if you use it and calculate the value of k, it will come out to be 26.46 mm because it is radius of gyration. So these are some miscellaneous examples which were asked in the diploma examinations. So I think this is clear to you. Some exceptional examples were there. Okay, so we have solved these examples, and with this we have finished almost all types of problems of moment of inertia. So I request you to solve all the problems as well as the problems from the book, and if you have got any difficulty, please write in the comments. I will definitely solve your difficulty. Thank you.